Big difference in our effort tonight from Stanford tonight. The Stanford game, I don't get upset that we don't make shots. I didn't think we had the energy and the effort. And I thought tonight we had really good energy and effort. We had uncharacteristic for us right now, had too many turnovers, but I like our aggressiveness and attacking, and we'll get that down. And our defense was up and down, but I will tell you this, our defense has not, it's suffered just because we haven't had the opportunity to work on it, because we've been in exam week and we've been kind of limited on what we can and can't do. So we'll look forward to them coming back and really focusing on that. But we had 20 assists, so there's a lot that I'm going to take away from this game that was really positive, and the number one thing is our effort and our energy.
Questions for Coach? We'll start with Steve and Dan.
I think Mimi had like maybe 2 20-point games in her career up until last weekend, now 2 in her last 3. Just what's the difference you've been seeing in her, not just these last 3 games, but this season, her senior year?
Well, Mimi's been in the gym all summer and been in the gym outside of practice. And when you do that, you get confidence, and she makes shots just because she's shot. So she's just volume. She's had volume shots on her own. So when you do that, you get a lot of confidence. I think Mimi has a lot of confidence. She shot the ball well, and I think Mimi has a great first step and drive to the basket that she needs to use a little bit more. But she shot the ball well tonight because she shot open shots. She was open for the 3. She didn't force it, and her teammates got her the ball.
Yeah.
Holly, that lineup you had in, I think the second part of the third quarter, it really was kind of separated the game out there for you a little bit. Mimi Collins was saying you were looking for some defense and some maybe an upgrade in the tempo there. Is that?
Yeah, who?
You had Collins in there, and Westbrook, and I don't know, have to look. It was kind of a guard, or more of a guard-oriented kind of.
Yeah, and I will say this: I didn't realize Sheridan only played 15 minutes. That wasn't by design. But when we made that run, if this is where I think you're going, Dan, is Mimi Collins is on the top of our press, and she makes things happen. And we got steals and got easy buckets, and we were solid on the defensive end and came down and scored the fast break. So it was an up-tempo team, and Mimi Collins comes in and seems to give us that energy on the defensive end.
Coach, you were talking about the assist. I mean, over half your points come off assisted baskets there.
Yeah.
So, just talk about the mentality and getting the team to buy into that.
Well, we've got, you sign kids that are really good offensive players, and we talked a lot about taking great shots, not good shots. And there's been times where we've shot floaters in the transition, we've shot 1-on-3, and those aren't good shots for us. So we talked a lot about, for this game, spreading the floor, taking great shots. And we got a couple of charges out of the transition and at a timeout. We just talked about get a pull-up jumper, make the extra pass. This group is really, for the most part, they're really good at doing what you ask them to do. And I thought tonight they did that.
Lewis in the back.
Holly, with so many of your players being so young, coming off, for 4 of them, their first ever college basketball loss, what do you think you learned about this young team over the past couple of games and those?
Well, we watched a lot of. My days are all mixed. Let's see. Yesterday we watched a lot of we went from 9 to 3 and we watched a ton of tape. And I think they're learning to understand that the films don't lie. And they're learning to play with each other. You take a group that has been the star on their team, the ball's always going to them, and now this group has to play together. And it's been hard at times, but I will tell you, the majority of the time since they've been here, they've been willing to share the basketball. And that speaks highly of these young ladies wanting to put the team first. And so, you know, I've had to get buy-in from them to play on the defensive end. They're athletic, they can do it. It just takes a lot of effort. And kids like the offensive end, I get that. But see, the defense can lead you to a great layup and an easy bucket and a great pass, and so I try to get buy-in from there.
Steve and then Will.
Cassie's kind of struggled a little these last couple games since returning. Is it just a rust factor, or what have you kind of seen?
Yeah, she is rusty. Got to get back in shape. She hadn't really. She's only practiced a couple of days before the Stanford game too, so the break will be good for her. Now she's going to have to get out and do some things on her own, but I have a lot of confidence in Cassie that she'll come. We need her. We need her. She's before she got hurt, she was physical. She was big. She was scoring. She was getting rebounds, and we need to go back to where she left off.
Will.
Jasmine Massengill played 30 minutes tonight and led the team in steals, blocks, and rebounds. Just what did you see from her in her first kind of big opportunity of playing time?
Well, Jazz had the opportunity to play a lot of minutes. Look, Jazz is a point guard. She's a great leader, and I'll tell you who's helped Jazz is Avina Westbrook. And you look at Avina's stats and you think, man, Avina didn't have a great game. She was a great leader tonight, and she spends a lot of time with Jazz and gives Jazz confidence. And those are things that Jazz has been capable of doing. And she felt good tonight. She was healthy. She had pulled a hamstring, so she was healthy, and I thought she did a great job of leading her team. So she had 5 blocks. I didn't know she had those hops. So
Take 2 in the back, one from Jordan and then Lewis.
You mentioned Avina a little bit. I kind of saw she spent more time on the bench tonight, but she really was communicating with the girls that were on the court still. How important is that for you and for this team?
Well, it's huge. I asked her if she wanted to go back in, and she said no, and that wasn't. She had jammed her thumb a little bit, but I think she wanted to give Jasmine the opportunity to get some playing time, and yeah, again, she's constantly helping Jazz, and Jazz looks to her for leadership, and those are the things that don't show up in the stat sheet here. Because Venus had some great games, but you can't measure a game by your stats, especially if you're a point guard. It's about getting your team ready to play and getting where they need to be. And Avina did a great job of that tonight.
Lewis.
We talked a lot about Mimi, but there was another Mimi that did pretty well. Mimi Collins.
Mimi Collins.
She had 11 points, career high. A lot of rebounds there. What does it look to you like she's getting a lot more comfortable out there on the court?
Well, she is. Mimi is that kid that's always around the ball, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing. I didn't think she took a bad shot tonight. I put her out on the wing and put her inside, and but really, really proud of her, pleased with her. She's got to cut down on her turnovers, and that just comes with facing the basket and being able to hand the ball a little bit better. But Mimi just continues to get better and better, and hey, I have a lot of confidence in her. Plays hard.
Dan.
You just mentioned the turnovers. In a game like tonight, it looked like some of them were just, I don't know, they just looked like they weren't really that forced. Is there things they can be mindful of to just kind of reel themselves in a little bit? Because when you have 20 assists, you kind of hate to mess it up with 21 turnovers.
I know it. I didn't realize we had 21. I thought our passes, look, we're bigger, we're stronger than ETSU. So they've got to do things to keep them in the game. And when you're passing into the post and you float a pass, well, they've already come around and gotten in front. And so you can't float passes. You can't throw passes to the side where the defense is, because those kids are quick and they get around and they get their hands on a lot of balls. And that's just us knowing how to pass and where to pass the basketball. So we had a lot of those in transition. Actually, I'm okay with that. But we're in the half court and we float a pass in. I'm not okay with that. So those are things we'll go back and work on. You got to know who you're playing.
Take one final question for Maria.
Brittany spoke very highly of you and the program and said even as an Alabama grad, she'll pull for Tennessee when not playing you guys. And you looks like you had a pretty lengthy conversation with her after the game. What is that? Just a good relationship between these two in-state schools?
Yeah, Brittany, I've had a great relationship with Brittany. I mean, I don't care where she played, Alabama or whatever. She played the sport, either softball or basketball, with a passion, and I respect that. I respect what she's doing there at ETSU. She's probably played the toughest schedule in the country. I don't know what their RPI rating is, but she played us. She played South Carolina. She played Rutgers. I mean, she's played a tough schedule, but she understands that. And I told her, all you did tonight was get ready for your conference, and that's what it's all about for her. Just like us, we play the teams we play to get ready for our conference. And we just happened to obviously win more games than she had, but she's played a lot of BCS schools, and that's tough. But Brittany does a great job. Her kids played hard. They didn't look at the score, and they took on her personality. So a lot of respect for her, and I hope she continues to from here forward, just keep winning.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great Christmas.